Well, fuckers, it's finally here. Elden Ring finally has a reveal trailer. I didn't think it was gonna happen. I thought it was gonna be this big hullabaloo, this big to-do, this big gameplay reveal from the secret developer that they've held in their pocket the whole time. It was gonna be like Knack 4 or something to really just drive the point home to Souls fans they weren't gonna get the game, but no, it's actually fucking here. Shake me down for loose change and call me Mr. Rainmaker. Put a fist in my ass and call me a love glove. Because it's finally here. It really is, and it's really fucking cool looking. My titties are titillating for this shit. This looks amazing. And before I get to dissecting the trailer, I want to talk about some things I've been asked already, because people have been asking me questions a mile a minute because I'm the Dark Soul man, you know? Me with my 30k subs, I'm very clearly Miyazaki-san's secret escort in Japan. He and I play a little gentle roulette on the down low every now and again, so you know I've got that insider information. And one of the main things people have been asking about is the multiplayer. It's going to have 4-player multiplayer, but we don't know if there's going to be any PvP, and based on what I've seen, probably fucking not. There's probably not going to be any PvP, and if there is, there might only be one, because it's limited to 4 people. Another thing, the game is still running on the same engine that they've been using since Demon's Souls PS3. I think it's called the Havoc engine, and it's really not changed that much. The game does have a lot of DNA from Dark Souls and Sekiro. It looks like the best of all of them mashed up into one, I guess, you know, go figure. Another thing, there are a fucking ton, just an ass-filling, just a cream pie's worth of Berserk references in this trailer. They're all over the place. And I can only expect there's also going to be a Patches cameo, and probably a Moonlight Greatsword variant. Oh, and there is a swamp level, guaranteed already, so don't even worry about that. Don't worry, Miyazaki-san, the big M, he's got you. He's got you covered. There's going to be a swamp level. And anything else I'm going to talk about while I review the trailer, so let's get right into dissecting this shit. So to kick the trailer off, we have a little Brago x Aragorn action with your horse sniffing your dead ass hand. And if you didn't know, there was going to be a mounted mechanic in this game where you ride a horse around, but we'll get more into that later. Now this bitch here, the Emerald Herald 2 Shanalot Jr., her and pretty much everyone else in the trailer is really into calling your character the Tarnished One, which is, I'm assuming, the cool hip new way of saying Chosen Undead. Now right here we get our very first Berserk reference. Now I understand that World Trees did not originate from Berserk, but this shit's pretty fucking on the nose. Nevertheless, it looks fucking sick. Next up we get a look at the Fallen World, featuring everything from where you'll kill God to some shit-smeared peasants eating their own feces. Now look at the main character. Now this is really cool. I'm assuming this is how you're going to be summoning your mounts throughout the game, and it reminds me a lot of how you summon your Sparrow in Destiny. Here we get a look at our Billy Goat Gruff mount that we'll be using throughout the game, and the game really reminds me a lot of Shadow of the Colossus with these horseback shots. Speaking of Shadow of the Colossus, here's a giant turtle with a bell scrotum. Now this is really fucking cool to me. This seems like it could be sort of like an emergent event that comes around through the world, sort of like the convoys that you have to ambush in Far Cry. And I really hope that that's what this is. That would really be something out of the ordinary for Soulsborne games. And something I just sort of looked over is mounted combat, so I could finally recreate the "My name is Gyobu Masataka Oniwa" thing myself, so that's cool. Up next we get some Sekiro-esque levels, reminding me of the level where you have to hide from the giant serpent, a pot noble. It's really cool. And here we get a shot at the Resident Evil Village baby all grown up, good to see him doing well. And here's a cool look at the level, and then the boss. Looks like the head of the Fair and Swamp Grooves has finally had enough of your shit. No more farming Wolf's Blade Swordgrass off his people. Here we see the Dark Souls DNA with some rolling and the Ring City weapon art reskinned. So that's really neat. Berserk reference. And I feel I should mention the repost animation we saw in the baby a second ago was a reused animation. Next up we get a look at how we're going to be scaling Mount Kilimanjaro, a Sekiro leap, and the old Wolf of Faring curved sword weapon art. I would call it a Berserk reference if not for what's about to come up next in the trailer. Still looks cool. The DS3 rest animation and a Berserk reference! Again. Here we see a little look at how the summoning is going to operate, just ganking the piss out of the AI. And here is Seath the Scaleless with twice as many legs and twice as much anger. He's even summoning red lightning to show his anger. Another really cool boss. And then the waifu boss with either a grab animation or just a scene to show how badass she is and how much she's gonna whoop your ass. Just can't wait to get my genitals stomped on by her. And here we see the boss that was hyped up 2 years ago at E3 with all the hands on the weapon. And his voice actor sounds like something from Bloodborne. Here we see a knight infected with Siva, Hellkite Drake, Smo, a Colossus, and Irithyll of the Boreal Valley, followed up by the Sneaking Mechanic and the Ring City Spear reskinned. The sneaking animation in particular is really reminiscent of what's already in Sekiro. The spear I could forgive a little bit more, but they both look pretty similar. I'm sure they'll be unique and be cool in their own way, it's just how it looks in the trailer. The Death Star laser spell from Dark Souls 3, whose name I forget, I'm sure someone in the comments will remember. And if you look here, you can actually see guys using the mannequin claws in the bottom left corner. Covenant member Fellatio, Maiden Estrella, Vadi Vidya. And then just a lot of really neat looks at a bunch of what I'm assuming are going to be bosses and NPCs in the world. But the really cool thing about the end of this trailer is after the big boss fights in the title card, you can hear the first two notes of Gwyn's theme. I'm gonna let you hear it, right after this guy. And there you can see the game is coming to old gen, which I think is a questionable decision. It typically tends to hold newer games back more than it does anything else, but I'm sure they know what they're doing, so yeah, that's it. That's my Elden Ring trailer impressions video. I don't normally make videos like this, I'm sorry if I did an ass job, but if you saw anything that I missed, leave it down in the comments, and yeah, see ya.